I'm Wes Young. I'm a reporter at the Winston-Salem Journal, and I've been here for, gosh, I don't know, I guess since Gutenberg invented movable type is what it feels like sometimes. Anyhow, I do have a philosophy about my job, which is that anything can happen. Everybody loves an animal story. So when we got a call that a woman named Janet Nichols in Wahlberg had seen a cougar in her side yard, I just had to go and take a look. When I got down there, I didn't see a cougar, but she showed me a video, and I don't know, to me it kind of looked like a cat, a big cat, so I was not entirely convinced, but she was pretty convinced. We never could get anyone to say definitively one way or the other. It's hard to believe how long it's been since the 9/11 terror attacks. It was really stunning to realize that it was like the 20th anniversary. And when we found out that a local guy had been at the Pentagon on the day of the attacks, it was really a special experience to go out and talk to him and hear his story about what happened that day. His name is Link Krause, and his office was basically just around the corner from the side of the Pentagon that the plane slammed into. And at first they didn't even know what had happened. But listening to him tell that story just brought it back so strongly that day, the strong emotions of that day and the lives that were lost. And what it was like to be in this country at that time when everybody sort of felt like, just totally united around this tragedy that had happened.
We had been focused on the TVs looking at the damage to the World Trade Center, and the building just absolutely shook. It wasn't so much of an explosion as in a prolonged, very loud rumble, like a freight train roaring over your head. Pentagon's a huge building. 25,000 people work there. It's concrete. It's 5 stories of solid concrete, and it moved the Pentagon. It shook the whole building, and it became clear that something had blown up.
When we heard that a guy with a gun was at Haynes Park, that was the first time as a reporter when I went to a scene thinking I could get injured. It was really a terrifying thought, and it didn't stop there. There was a shooting at Mount Tabor High School, and then there was the incident at Parkland High School. And it seemed like every time the scanner went off with something going on at a school, you just got that sinking feeling that here we go again. One day we had one of those incidents at Reynolds High School. It was the kind of thing that you might think that nobody would even cover ordinarily, a school fight. But the atmosphere was so charged that parents were standing out there on the street with their phones trying to text their kids who were locked down in a classroom. And there were parents getting so emotional because they couldn't get their kids out of school. Big response here today by law enforcement.
Ma'am, they're getting your son, ma'am. They can't get him until they do the order.
But you said you was going to get my son.
And the school system, but
you
hear
never
what I'm
should
saying.
stop. You never should have told me that you was going to get them if you
The
wasn't going to
school
get
system
them.
say they can't release them until they
And you
do
should
the
have
doctor.
said the school system said we can't release them. You lied to me and
hadn't
told me
had a
you were going
chance
to
to
get
say
them.
that.
And that's hurtful. And then your men were going to mace and tase me.
It sort of brought to a head the kind of tension and stress that everybody in this community dealt with as these episodes of school violence started happening.
So we're giving them till tomorrow night at midnight. Okay. After that time, if they remain on the property, they will be charged with trespass.
Everybody's back here got no gun. Hey. So y'all took a random ass report, and that's what y'all decided y'all was gonna do for. And wave me off, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about you or your gun. Take your gun off.
Covering the tent city and the people who live there and what happened to it in the end was a powerful experience. Not every story can have a happy ending, but it's really nice when you have one that does. Now, years ago, I had an editor, one of the best editors I ever had, who said, always get the name of the dog. This video captures the moment when Petey the dog was reunited with Tanya Fraser, one of his owners, after a house fire on Bethania Rural Hall Road. Petey was trapped in the basement, apparently where the fire began, and a firefighter brought him out. And yes, I did get the name of the dog.